Okay, now it's just going live again. All right, we're live. All the technical difficulties. So I'm Andrew Prell, and I'm the founder of Convergence, and we are sponsoring these cross-reality crypto clubs. The president couldn't make it here tonight, so I'll kind of run through a little bit of the purpose for the new people. I'm going to read what's on the screen, which is one of the worst things you do in presentations is read what's on the screen. But effectively, we're to advance the combined ecosystem of blockchain, cryptocurrencies, augmented reality, virtual reality, simulators, artificial intelligence, Internet of Things, consumer games, and out-of-home entertainment. So we're a kind of a sub-branch off of the Louisville blockchain community, which is a really strong community. You should also go to those events. They have a lot that's just about blockchain. We're about the convergence of all of these technologies coming together. If you're really deep into the technology of any of them, you can easily see that there's a convergence happening around you. And the reason Convergence, my company, is sponsoring this is we want to help build the ecosystem and build a good following and an understanding the way we understand cross-reality. So the Convergence Silicon Nexus project rollout plan are exchanges, which some of you may not know. We have contracts now with several exchanges to roll out, and that's planning for late fourth quarter this year. We're planning on, and we're going. That's just a couple of months away. We're going to roll out, and that's part of what tonight's all about. Is talking about our specific token, the droids, which we have already created, and it's going on an exchange. When you go on an exchange, you want a lot of people knowing about it. You want a big buzz about it. And the president, Jared's going to do his main presentation tonight about that. I'm going to let Trey give kind of an update on where they're at, because we're actually taking an existing video game, it's an arcade game, and extending it out over cross reality, and they're coming up with a lot of the rationale reasons for it, which is pretty cool. So this club is really more about learning by doing and running into all the problems that's out there in the industry and learning them that way. Not just hearing people talk about them, but fully understanding them because they're your problem too. And everybody who in here does not own droids? All right, so by the end of the meeting, we'll have you all with a wallet and you'll own some droids. So you're in the same boat we're in, which is how do you get them out there and make them valuable? So this is what an exchange looks like if nobody's ever seen an exchange. And the 24-hour volume of Bitcoin. I was thinking that's Bitcoins. I think that's US dollars. Still, 24 hours, $183 billion. I don't think it's 183 billion Bitcoins because there's not that many. There's a cap to Bitcoin up against. So that's $183 billion on that exchange. So we're trying to get listed on these exchanges so people can trade them for whatever they want. And one of the ways we're going to do that, this is the first phase, is we're going to put a redemption robot out into family entertainment centers right at the redemption counter when people trade those tickets they won from skee ball and all the little games in for the toys. We're going to give them the choice of digital goods from video games or those toys, and hopefully we will get a good amount of them wanting the latest and greatest video game items on the blockchain, because the blockchain is more than crypto assets, cryptocurrencies. It also can be used for virtual goods to be traded back and forth, like virtual goods out of video games, which has been a huge market, huge industry for 20 years. It just makes it very secure. Then once we get an ample supply of players using and understanding those virtual goods on the blockchain, then we're going to use our Sarah app, Silicon Nexus Augmented Reality app, to give them quests drive them to the family entertainment centers, and allow them to earn new virtual goods there and spend their cryptocurrency there as if it's cash. We're going to build some Nexus stations to kind of train people what cross reality should be like. And here is one of the games. I'm going to just run through it real quick, just get a couple seconds of it. One of the games we're taking out to cross reality, or planning on with our partners, the Nordic Trolls. We're in talks with them about how to bring it out across reality. It's currently on a VR system. And here is the one that we're working with VTOP, that Trey is going to talk about how to take this game out across reality. It's an arcade game. And then we have an annual conference that I want to keep everybody, remembering, because that's something to drive people to, and we're bringing people in from around the world. Last year we had people that came in literally from around the world for it. And that's how you get involved with us. Now, I'm going to switch it over to Trey while I switch the slide decks for Jared. Yeah, so if you want to pick up and tell them where you're at, what you're looking for, and what you need.
Yeah, so basically the first-person shooter you just saw, we are taking that and making it a cross-reality game. So we are going to be using the Sarah app as the mobile outlet for it, to where you can actually go out into the real world, get guns, get shields, get all these different, things and items that you can actually use within a real game that you can come home and play. So we're going to be having it on PC, virtual reality, which is going to be amazing. Xbox, PlayStation.
Step over the camera can see it. Everybody at home will like it.
Xbox, PlayStation, everything platform-wise. And so with that game, the arcade version is what we were thinking of doing, is people that can go and do time trials where you can earn extra loot, extra things, such as a rare weapon that's only available through the arcade gameplay. But essentially, we're making that, and we're making it a first-person shooter, massive multiplayer online role-playing game. So think of Legend of Zelda, think futuristic, think guns, but also cross-reality and cross-platform. That's essentially what we're doing with this game. So this is our dev team over here. But Nick is actually over on Zoom, and me and him work together to create the idea. And it's one of my biggest dreams, is to create a game. I mean, growing up playing video games, who doesn't want to create a game of their own and make it successful? But that's essentially what we're doing. And if any of you are interested, or know people that are interested in possibly helping on this process, by all means, bring them to the club, because we need all the help that we can get. So anything specific?
You did great.
Awesome.
Jared? Yeah. I'll let you pick up and go from here.
Thank you.
Now, what's your background, and what makes you an expert at doing this? You might want to step.
Yeah, I'm gonna step over here. Hi, I'm Jared. I might as well say it because it's on the,
You can clip it to your
your
shirt. Much easier.
That's a good idea. If I can do it. Everyone gets to see me try and clip a microphone to my shirt. Okay, can you guys hear me? With this? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so back in 2017, I got interested in cryptocurrency. I think I heard about it in 2015 with Bitcoin. I saw something about it. I tried to understand it, but I was working so much at the time. I was just like, I don't get it, and I had to keep, I just passed it by. And then my cousin told me more about it. I started learning more. I was like, man, this stuff's the future. And if you don't get on the train now, once the train gets going, you're not going to be able to jump on. It'll be moving too fast. So one thing that was a roadblock for me was, I don't make that much money. You have all these people who put 10 grand into Bitcoin and 10 grand into Cardano or Ethereum. I don't have 10 grand to throw. Just don't. So I figured out that by doing bounty projects, and I'll explain what that is, I can earn lots of crypto coins and a wide variety of them. And yeah, it takes time, but it doesn't take money. And what ended up happening was, I've been doing it almost a year now, not quite. And I've just basically seen projects that have done well and, you know, gotten lots of people. And I've seen projects that haven't done so well and haven't gotten very many people. And that's really where my experience lies with this, is just doing it. You know, and it's been a part-time job for me ever since late December, early January. So that's kind of my background. If there's any other questions about my background, I mean.
So you've been doing bounties for how long?
Almost a year. It's been since December or January.
So what is the bounty project you called it?
Oh, for this, I will explain that with my my slide, but it's a really good question. Actually, Andrew,
You want to?
yeah, where's the?
I don't think they've got a clicker set up here, unfortunately. They do have a clicker, but the battery's dead, so we'll have to do it the old-fashioned way. If you can just down arrow.
Cool. Okay, so what is a bounty project?
Which step back in. Every time you switch your screen, you might.
So it's a common, you know, I have a few points. It's a common and inexpensive way to market a cryptocurrency project. The reason it is, it's expensive to pay for radio ads. It's expensive to pay for television ads, be in the newspaper, pay Forbes.com to put your article out there, you name it. That stuff costs a lot of cash. Well, instead, what you do is you get people, this is like guerrilla advertising, some people call it. You know, if you share my Facebook post here, I'm going to give you some of my coin. That's what it is. So every time, so let's say we have a Facebook post about how awesome Droid is. We post it. You hit the share button, and then you go to a website I'll tell you guys about, and you say, you give us a link to what you did. At the end of the whole time frame, you're going to get Droid coins for doing that. That is essentially what a bounty project is. Now, there's more ways to do it than just a Facebook share. I'm just using that as an example. But it's great because it saves a lot of money, and it's, you know, but you get a lot of people to do it. And I'll say why people will do it, because I'm sure some people are like, well, why would they, you know, wouldn't you rather receive cash? Not necessarily. I'd rather receive crypto myself. And I just want to point out this is standard practice. Projects like Stellar Lumens to Ethereum use bounty in various ways. Sometimes they use bounty for bugs, for instance. Make sure we don't have any holes in our software, and we'll give you Ethereum. That's pretty cool. Who doesn't want some extra Ethereum in their wallet, right? If you don't know about Ethereum, that's okay. It's just, that's a popular one. And one reason people like bounty, there's a popular project called Neblio. They're in the top 200 crypto. If you had written a blog article, a good one, it couldn't have been crummy, but a good blog article, they would have given you $50 worth of Neblio. You wouldn't think anything of that. 6 months later, that Neblio was worth $5,000. Now, personally, who doesn't mind writing 2 pages worth to get $5,000? That's not standard. Question.
Why did it go up?
I will go into that soon.
Good.
Do you have a question? Okay. That is actually going to be next, I think. I call it the network effect. Now, I'm using Facebook as an example, not because Facebook has anything to do with crypto. Not even that I even like Facebook that much. But
I get a lot of people.
But this is what it is. It's solid technology plus lots of people using the technology equals value. That is really what makes crypto such a huge thing. So here's the thing. Facebook, we all agree, they've spent millions of dollars making their website and apps work. You know, and the technological innovation and work they've put into it is astounding. However, if only one person was using Facebook, how much would Facebook actually be worth? 0. It's just Mark Zuckerberg in his basement. I mean, no one cares. 10 people use it. How much is it worth? Probably still 0. The whole city of Louisville uses it. How much is it worth?
Negative.
Oh. It's worth a little bit more though, right? Because now you can advertise to everyone in Louisville. So that's worth something. The whole world uses Facebook. How much is it worth?
Quite a bit. I don't know, what's their market cap right now?
I don't know. I don't even. It's
several hundred or 100 and some odd billion or several
I mean,
hundred billion.
It's a lot of money. It's a lot of money, and that's really how crypto works the same way. You have solid technology and people using it, and you have to have both. And people want to use it because it's technology. It's kind of a chicken and egg thing. Do people use it because the technology is so great, or does the technology become so great because people are using it? It's kind of a positive feedback loop. And the more positive feedback loop you get, the more valuable it becomes because more people are using it and the technology improves. That's why this stuff works, and that's why people do bounty, because they know if they can get more people on this, their coin that they're going to collect for doing it is going to become worth more. That's the motivation. Before I go on, is there any more questions about the network effects? Is there anything I wasn't clear about? Confusing?
Very good. Good explanation.
I think I kind of explained this, but the goal of this bounty project, as I say, is to make Silicon Nexus famous. That's what we want. We want every kid to say he wants to do cross reality and he wants to play. What's the name of your game, sir?
It's actually in development, but the original game it's Time Squad. It's something Time Squad.
Now, you want every kid to say.
And the translation doesn't come through as well as it should.
Yeah.
Well, you want every
We
kid to
made it
say.
$7 though. So
You want every kid to say, I want to play Time Squad because I can play at my friend's house and go to the arcade and then put on the VR and I take it everywhere with me and I want Time Squad. That's and therefore I want Silicon Nexus. That's what we want. Time Squad.
that's what the translation is. That's not what our game is.
So there's 2 bounty projects, and I'm going to explain why. By the way, I love the wanted poster. I had to incorporate this. These are the droids you're looking for. Little Star Wars nerd joke. Anybody? These are the droids you are looking for. I kind of had to do that.
As opposed to these are not the droids.
Yes.
These are not the droids you're looking for. That's the exact statement in Star Wars. These are not the droids you're looking for.
But
Famous by Obi-Wan.
these are. These are. So don't stop watching the video. So the main bounty program here is to cast a wide net, get as many people knowing about it as possible. We're gonna have Facebook shares, Twitter shares, opportunities for you to blog, do YouTube videos, Quora answers, Telegram rewards. There'll be more, but those are I'm just giving examples for now. And the site that I've used, it's called bounty0x.io.
It's all one word.
Yeah, it is
Here
all
you go,
one
space.
word. There's a little typo, but we all make mistakes, right? So I must have.
I just want to make sure everybody knows it's one word.
It's one word.
Okay.
But I've used this platform plenty of times, and it works. And it makes it easy on us because it automatically tracks tweets. Someone signs up, says, I want to tweet for you. They put in their, Twitter and link to their Twitter, and then it just tracks it. So that's nice for us. We don't have to have a headache. Imagine trying to give 10,000 people coins. I don't want to do that myself. I think that sounds miserable. I've known projects that had to give 100,000 people coins using Google Doc. Yeah.
I gave 4,000 people coins last Christmas, and it took me a week and a half.
Wow. Yeah. And I'd rather have someone else do that job. Thank you, Bounty0x. So here's the thing, this main bounty won't work without material. We gotta have lots of Facebook posts. You know, I've seen projects that don't do well. I'll tell you why they don't. They're not posting. The ones that do great post several times a day on Facebook, several times a day on Twitter, you name it. But then I see some that post like once a week. I'm sorry, who is going to notice you if you're posting once a week? Nobody. You know, so we have to have Facebook posts written. We need eye-catching graphics, tweets. I would like a 2-page white paper. Yes, sir?
Shouldn't we have like a post at least a couple times a week about our bounty program? You can also make money doing this. Go here.
Absolutely. Yes.
Give me the connection of how it's tracked.
Oh, bounty0x.io.
Right, so, say for example, you know, I go out there, I Facebook something, or,
You grab the link and you bring it over to, you set up an account on Bounty 0x.io.
okay,
You bring the link over and it puts it into your.
I'd be happy to.
Yeah.
I'm happy to teach anybody here how to use it.
let me step back for just a second, because, I'm gonna take this, and the reason I'm doing this is because I'm like ground zero of being an idiot about all of this stuff, okay? So I'm gonna make an assumption, all of us are, all right? That way you get to hide under me in the fact that I don't know anything, okay? So you all can be really brilliant, okay, and then I can be your stupid fact, okay? So what I'm thinking here is when we're in this kind of situation, to have like a tutorial,
Mm-hmm.
to have something that says, here's what we need to do to kind of get this out there for people, and here's the best way to do it.
Mm-hmm.
That way, we all have a really clear understanding, so that we know with whatever we're doing, we're gaining coins, or we're distributing coins, or we're putting it all out there to get it out in the marketplace, to get people engaged and involved. And, you know, all of us have a current subset of people that we're friends with, and I'm still trying to figure out who is that. So having that, we can exponentially move this forward, but understanding the fundamentals of how to make it go, I think is really essential for success.
Absolutely. One thing I will say that's great about Bounty 0x is pretty easy to use. I don't think it's hard personally. The main thing that to know is Twitter will automatically track, but you do have to copy paste your links for Facebook. I learned that lesson the hard way with one project, thinking they were tracking my Facebook posts, and they weren't, and I didn't get rewarded for those Facebook posts. That made me sad. But you know, but I get to teach all you guys that, so you don't hit my mistakes. So I'll be happy to, like I say, do a tutorial, even write up a simple Word document kind of explaining the process, or heck, one evening we can all bring laptops and start Bounty 0x accounts. You know, especially before the main bounty project begins, I'll definitely want to do that. You know.
So to recap, you want to build up a treasure trove or a war chest of things that should get posted.
Yes.
Like 90, you told me like 90 or 150 things that we're going to post, and then set kind of a path of today, this is the one everybody posts. The next day, this one's everybody posts.
I don't
Right?
want us trying to last second figure out what we're going to post. You know, of course, if an event comes up or there's huge, breaking news, okay. But I'd like 95% of this to be we already know what we're going to do. That way, we're not stressed once the main thing starts.
Like that wanted poster. Go back to that wanted poster.
Let's see.
Yeah. And you know, the thing we're trying to figure out is a variation off of that, because a reward is also called a bounty. So you know how it's wanted, here's the reward. There's a few of them out there that says wanted bounty $5,000 or something like that. So we might put wanted bounty and then receive 5,000 droids, for this, to do this kind of. So we're going to come up with things like that all you have to do is copy and paste.
So,
But, okay, real quick here about, just to think about, is the fulfillment end of it.
mhm.
So that when this happens, how do we make it seamless so that people people are.
That's what that website that he's talking about, Bounty Zero X, and maybe at the tail end of this, you'll just go through what you've done.
Yes, I
to
will.
show. So you tweet it out, or you put it up on Facebook, you grab the link to show that you put it up on Facebook, and you copy that into your account on Bounty Zero X. So it's just, copy paste the thing that everybody wants you to, and then show that you put it on your account.
Okay.
Twitter, if you hook up your Twitter account to it, it automatically feeds it anyway.
Oh,
Did I get that right?
Yes,
All
that
you
is
have to do is
correct.
put it out on Twitter, and it says, she put it out on Twitter. So it tracks it for you.
So yeah, the way it works is you get all your coins at once at the end of the project.
The end of the bounty.
Sorry, at the end of the bounty project. Let me be clear. So let's say our bounty project lasts 3 months, which is actually what I would like it to give it time. 1 month is really short. Better. I've seen ones that go for 6 or 9 months. I think that's a little long. But
Can you do multiple bounty projects?
yes, you
That's
could.
what- so
Yeah,
could
we
do like
could.
one that went for 2 weeks. Everybody gets their coins, and the next one goes for 2 weeks, so it's kind of stacks up.
You could, although I think 2 weeks is too
Wow.
short. But yeah, you could, or do multiple 1 month ones. Do one year, do another one the next year. You could do that, or 3
Yeah, I
months
think if you
later.
do it every month, and then people can say, "Look, I actually got my tokens," and then bring more friends.
That's true too. That's true. There's different ways to go about it. But basically, what's great is you get yes. Hi, Gary.
I'm Gary. You're doing a great job. And
Thank
I'm on the Bounty OX.io site, and it's talked about multiple kinds of bounty categories.
Yes, there's several. There are several. That's why I mentioned Facebook, Twitter, blogging, YouTube, Quora, Telegram, and there's more than that. Like for one thing, we're gonna, is like having translations done of the white paper, because my goal is, I want this in China, I want this in Japan, Korea, India, places,
The only one I haven't been to with this program is India that you've been. You do need it in all those languages.
But yeah, it needs to be in those. So there's all sorts of different things you can do with bountyzerox.io. We're going to do a lot of them. I don't want to do everything under the sun necessarily, because then it gets so complicated that it's just, hard for people and hard to keep track of. But we're going to do a lot of stuff. One thing I want to mention, this crypto club bounty, is I'm going to set up for this just a Google Doc, because there's not that many people. We're not setting up for the club bounty, because the club bounty is gathering the war chest, as he put it, of stuff we're going to share on the main bounty program. So I have a Google Doc set up that you would basically go in, put your name, your email address, your Ether address. I'll talk about addresses later. And of course, whatever you've done, and then it'll track everything. And so you just need a Gmail account and give me your Gmail account, and I'll give you what the rewards are, the description. Yes?
What do you mean everything you've done? You mean all the posts on Twitter?
Well, let's say you write, because for this thing, we're going to need hundreds of Twitter tweets, like little 1-sentence, 2-sentence things, right?
Are you telling you on this Gmail sheet stuff that we're doing to promote it?
Yes, you're going to basically, you're going to
Idea.
send me a Microsoft Word document with tweets on it. And you're going to literally say, I have 10 tweets. Here they are.
Let's come up with some examples right here now.
Yeah, okay.
Like one I'll come up with, these are the droids you're looking for, and a link to the IGL.
I think
That's it.
Anyone else gonna say?
that is, whatever we come up with as far as like a reward poster. to get-
Yeah,
Make-
graphics,
Make
huge.
it really simple and have that poster out there, and it's like to start that guerrilla marketing kind of buzz
Yes.
behind it. So that it's like people start seeing it going, what the hell is this stuff?
Right, so we need all those graphics before the main bounty program, so we can put them on our Facebook share, so we can put them in the tweets. And not only that, people who are writing blog articles can put them under their blog articles.
I'll talk.
So you can do 2 a day or 3 a day without running out, and without racking your brain, like, what do I do today?
I'll,
Right.
I'll get with my husband's commercial illustrator. So I can get with him to see about creating something that's a graphic that we can use for a reward poster.
Yeah.
I like, you win.
Now, let's be really clear here. You come up with stuff for this bounty program, you get droids for coming up with stuff for the bounty program.
Exactly.
Does that make sense?
And that's why I need you guys to fill out that Google document. That way everything's tracked. Because I don't want you to, I wouldn't want your husband to make 10 graphics and for some reason we forget. You know, I want everything documented. And then we say, oh, we owe your husband this many droids. And then we send him the droids.
Well, and I'm thinking we start out with, and I'm not trying to solve the mystery here right now, but I'm thinking we start out with one poster that is, you know, dynamic, and then as we move along, we can start developing other things. The only thing that I need up is the actual graphics, the droid, which is down.
We've got all that. We can get to that. But doing bounty programs before, he is correct. You need to have, before you start the public one, you need to have 100 different ones or 90 different ones or 150 of them, so everybody can say, okay, today, and then he has to map it out. Today, this is the one everybody needs to share. This is the one. So he would send it out on his. You all can copy it out based on yours. You all just pull from the Word doc, and everybody's on the same page. So you're sending the same message out, because marketing is all about reach and frequency. Okay? Some of us have a lot more reach than others, but we can only do, you know, one person can only do a few a day. The frequency has to be out there.
Do we have vector files of the image? Okay, cool.
At this point, I just have any questions, and I'm happy. If anything I've been confusing about, you know, that hasn't been clear, I'm happy to answer any questions, or just anything I might not have mentioned.
Well, can we just come up with 5? You know, who has an idea of one that since you know a little bit about the droids, just a quick Twitter. I mean, Twitter's how many characters? 140 characters?
They're so short.
Yeah,
We're probably going to want to have a few hashtags worked out for our tweets.
10,000 droids to the next person that comes up with a good one of these right now. Anybody?
These are the droids you're looking for.
No, that's what I already done. That's what I already done. Come on, do it with pressure. Anybody? Quick. Pressure's on. See how hard it is?
I'm born today.
That's good.
What was it?
I'm born droid. I'm born today. Hello.
There we go. That could be our first one.
She just got 10,000 droids.
10,000 droids.
So we gotta get you a wall.
Yep. And we also got to write it down.
Yes. No, I'm gonna give it to her before she leaves.
No, I mean the
Yeah.
tweet. I'm not going to remember the tweet. But it's literally simple stuff like that. But when you need 200 of them, you know, it's a lot of work for one person to do it. So the community coming together to do this stuff is going to just make it a lot easier. And there's also plenty of opportunity for everyone to get lots of droids. I mean, my hope is everyone who's part of this ends up being droid rich. I mean, you know, because you're here, you know, at the ground level, you should be rewarded for that. Anything else?
I have a comment. I don't know how many of y'all know this, but there's actually cryptocurrency now, NeoX, 0x, it's the same outfit here. I have new appreciation for the company now. I was at a meetup, it's a Bitcoin local group, and somebody suggested this months ago that we thought bound NeoX would be a good play, and it was at the time. I didn't think much about it. So I like these learning opportunities where you get to tie things together.
They're a top 5. They're in the top 500. They might be 600, 700 coinmarketcap.com. They have a pretty decent coin. They might.
So you're.
I'm Jared.
Jared, sorry.
Like Gallery, Jared.
Thank you. So you're going to create on bounty.
0x.
Do you want to just go into your account, kind of show them some things, or do you want to use your? I gotta hook up your machine.
Well, I could do it. Let's see.
I mean, hook up your machine or what's that?
Yeah. Do you have LastPass on there, Sarah? Okay, good. Because Without LastPass, I can't even get into it.
Well, that would be
I wanna say like.
the issue if you can't get in, but you have a,
Oh, where's?
you don't. You don't have a, it doesn't have that kind of port.
If you have, do you have on your computer, LastPass? Do you use LastPass? I can always.
Can you log into
Did
it?
you download it on the phone?
I did download on your phone, but I still need it on to have the password. I have like a 15-letter password. I'm gonna ask.
Okay, so.
Hey guys, do any of you have LastPass on your computer? I saw that, so I was like, no one uses LastPass. I'm gonna have to get everyone using LastPass before this is
You
all
don't,
said.
you don't want to use this you don't want to log in here. do you?
I have, yeah, but it's just using. That's the thing.
Just go to it and walk us through it.
Yeah, I can just show. We'll just go to the website. I would log into my account by just 0x.io.
Awesome.
It has a little sheriff guy on there. So
Here you go.
yeah,
So if you want to just kind of walk through it a little bit, so we
Yeah.
know what to do.
so I would normally have an account. My account is password protected with like a 15-character password that's completely random. And without LastPass, I'm helpless. But you go like a few bounties. So you can, when you're using it, you always
We
log
got too
in.
many conversations going on.
Yeah. If y'all need to see, if y'all interested or.
Yes, I'm interested now. I know you're showing me something.
Okay. So if you look, there's the hunter, there's the host, and there's the sheriff. The sheriff's kind of a mediator to make sure everyone gets their coins. The host is someone like Droid or Silicon Nexus. The hunter is just your normal dude who's sharing the coins, letting everyone know about it. And you log in. I normally would. Here's a list of hosts. It's just all the different projects they offer. I'm hoping a trace is on there. They're supposed to be, but they're not yet.
Should we sign in as a hunter?
Yes, you would sign in as a hunter. You'd create a hunter ID. And so, like, for instance, let's see, here's Carbon Chain. I'm doing their project. There, and it shows you what the project does. Carbon Chain should show there it goes. Tells you about the project. You see on the right what the active bounties are. So here it is, Carbon Chain Article Bounty. It tells you how many submissions you get. There's a limit. They don't want one person doing 5,000 of them and just
That
being
could be a bot.
yeah, it could be a bot or you might have someone who doesn't sleep at night. I don't know. Ever. And then it tells you at the top when the project ends, so how long you got. And then it tells you what the reward, how much is they estimate their coins worth, and what they expect. So they'll say rules, how many words, you get the idea. And then here's the link. So you'd hit apply. They'd want me to be logged in, of course. And I would, at that point, if I wrote a blog, just give them the URL for the blog. And then it's tracked. It's a super easy site to use. The only time I ever got tripped up, honestly, was just because I was foolish and didn't understand that you have to post the Facebook shares individually because Facebook doesn't want to cooperate. It's really what it comes down to. Zuckerberg hates crypto. He's probably mad at the Winklevoss twins that they're going to be richer than him in 5 years. That's just what it comes down to. I guess, and here's an example. Let's see, the Facebook. You give they do have ways that other people can make original posts, but I'm just showing the shares. So I guess before I go, is there any more questions about the site? Just showing a real basic rendition.
I'm looking at logging in, and one of the things it says is is a referral code?
That's if, let's say, and I don't have one, but let's say because I'm referring all you guys to Bounty 0X, I have a referral code, and because I'm referring you, I get a little coin, as a reward for getting you to participate. I didn't even think about referral codes, to be honest. It just didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, they just, they're a signage here, and it just sticks wherever you go.
So, my name is Quincy Nelson, for those who do not know. I'm currently working on our website, so you can really get this thing off the ground, and it's something that you can send the URL to your friends, like, hey, this is our website, this is what we do. Could I put somewhere on the website, like, hey, if you wanna make Droid's name big, or if you wanna get out there, can I post like a link to this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Post a link to bounty0x.io. We love that.
And for those that are new in here, the Cross Reality Crypto Club is a total separate entity from Convergence. Convergence is just sponsoring it with its droids. So he's talking about the website for the new Cross Reality Crypto Club. And all this is for the Cross Reality Crypto Club. That's what he's doing the bounty program for, because Convergence is sponsoring the club, and the more the club does, the more Convergence likes to sponsor. Kind of like it's a good watch each other's back kind of scenario.
Like I said, if anyone doesn't have an Ether wallet, if anyone needs,
Who has a Ether wallet here? Oh, come on, I know
You
you do. You're the treasurer. No, that owns one, whether it's here and physically with you or not.
Right here.
Who needs one?
I'd be happy, we can all help you get set. It's so simple.
If you got your phone, go to Engine, ENJIN. It's one of the better ones out there right now. And it also does crypto collectibles, which would be really important to us here shortly.
I think I have to go back and want to know more about this special.
Oh,
It's
did we
amazing
cut you off, or do you still have more to go?
I don't have anything more to go unless people have questions for me.
Jared, should we go ahead and sign up?
Yes, I would even tell you, sign up and do a bounty. That way you're just kind of, do carbon chain or do, I like carbon chain. They're just a green.
So we go in as hunter.
Yes, you're going to sign up as a hunter. You're going to have to give them your Ether address. Make sure you copy paste it, because if you have the wrong Ether address, you're not getting the coin.
I know.
All right, so that's their logo, but you want to go to the Engine wallet. You want to go to the one for cryptocurrency, their wallet, and their logo is that E right there. So if you see that E, go to the wallet one.
I'd like to share my airdrop story with you all. A few months ago, like anyone, I like airdrops. It's free crypto, right? Okay. So I get this email. They're like, here's how you get your free crypto. You got to do this, this, and that. And it's basically what you're talking about.
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah, and I'm even actually looking at an airdrop program for us as well. But I'm not ready to completely commit to it yet. So, any other questions before I go? I'm not, if I have, anything confusing, kind of hazy,
confusing.
clear as mud.
Everything is confusing, but this is the first time I have heard those terms.
So you all came in, probably you saw it at 8 o'clock, we went up to 7:30.
Right.
It's been 7:30 all the time, so we posted it today, and we pushed it back to 7:30, so apologize for that. What brings you here?
Nice to meet you guys.
I'm gonna go ahead and shut off the recording now.
Thank you, Jared. Appreciate your presentation. Thank you very much.
All right, so I'm ending the stream.
I appreciate it.
I love this.